Chapter 15 of Regulus, in whom we have an example of the voluntary endurance of captivity for the sake of religion, which yet did not profit him, though he was a worshipper of the gods. Pagan gods whom do not keep their promises are merely self-serving deities whom lead to the destruction of their worshippers. The famous Roman general Marcus Atilius Regulus was caught by the Roman Republic's rival, Carthage. He was told that he could be set free if he delivered a message and successfully persuaded the Senate to negotiate prisoners. This was bound by oath to his gods. Despite this, Regulus was put to death and tortured by the Carthaginians. He was locked in a box with sharp edges, suffering intense pain, and was deprived of sleep. This showed that the pagan gods did not help save Regulus, despite his completion of all of the tasks that he swore to accomplish. The pagan gods have no power, neither securing temporal happiness for their worshippers, who become taken as prisoners and suffer torturous deaths, nor having any hope of an eternal glory in the hereafter. If the Roman gods can't save one man, surely they cannot save a city. Augustine states, "For the blessedness of a community and an individual flow from the same source, for a community is nothing else than a harmonious collection of individuals." This reminds me of 1 Kings chapter 18, when the prophet Elijah wrestled with the 450 false prophets of Baal. They competed against each other to show which deity has ultimate power. In the end, only Yahweh would perform miracles and take up sacrifices, whereas the pagan gods have no power whatsoever. The Roman gods are just like the Canaanite gods. They have no power, and they depend on their own worshippers to do everything. In addition, why do the pagans insist on worshipping old pagan gods, who would not even protect obedient Regulus? This reminds me of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, where Lot tried to haggle with God to save the city, and he narrowed down to save at least one righteous. Rather than piety to pagan gods, the destruction of cities and calamities are brought about because we continue to live in a fallen world, where there is none righteous, not even one. Obedience to the pagan gods led to death and destruction. Thus, the pagans also have to account for the problem of evil. The Christian knows from Genesis that the world is fallen and that none are righteous. Without the grace of God, without the presence of divine intervention, we would have no hope nor salvation. Are these pagan gods dependent on worshippers? They have no power, no sovereignty. It makes no difference if multitudes or individuals worship the pagan gods, because the gods could not save themselves. They couldn't save pious Regulus, and they couldn't save Rome. At the very least, in our own exile and captivity, we have hope of our salvation and future eternal life, which is not contingent on our acts or worship, but our faith in the grace or gift of redemption from God. That alone provides solace in our current trials and tribulations of our captivity here on earth.